Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sonia Renee. If this is your first time, welcome. If you've been here before, glad to see you back. My style is all about style, luxury, fashion, and inspiration. And today I'm going to give you guys some tips on how an evolved, healed empath can destroy a narcissist. Now, if you have had some challenges with meeting people and they have exemplified narcissistic behavior, or if you was married to one or in a relationship with one, you know what I'm talking about. And if you are an empath, we have a tendency to attract narcissists. So if you want to learn how to deal with them when you do attract them, tap into this video. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to talk to you a couple ways about how to destroy a narcissist empath. And we're talking, a narcissist. And we're talking about evolved empaths. I'm not talking about an empath who just found out they was an empath, don't even know how to use their gifts. They're still learning. They're kind of at a baby phase. But this video can still be beneficial. But for those who have evolved, these are some good tips for you as well. The first one is how we destroy a narcissist's sense of entitlement. Because, they feel entitled to everything. They're supposed to be the center of attention. Everything's supposed to be all about them. Me, right? Be clear about your boundaries and limits and hold fast to them. Stand on business. Also take care to articulate these restrictions until you're certain that they're understood. Because they will dance around you. Okay, they will do a whole salsa dance around what you're saying just so they can try to make it look like they don't understand what you're saying. So you have to stand firm in what you're saying, because narcissists can endlessly, and I say endlessly with the capital E, test your limits till they're absolutely convinced that doing so is an exercise in futility. They can really realize, okay, she's not playing with me. She really is standing on business. Okay. The next thing is how an empath destroys the narcissist is through their games. Because that's all they do is play games. They full of games. I mean, they play more games than the whole damn NBA and the NFL put together, right? They come with the games, right? So identifying their pattern and supply, because there's always patterns, right? And the supply of what they need from you, right? Which is usually is your energy. So they can boss up, gloss up, glow up, right? Recognizing the cycle. Now, empaths often first see through the games when they notice the predictable cycle of love bombing, devaluation, breadcrumbing, the discard, the dismissiveness. Like, they notice it right off the bat. Like, okay, this is something going on here, right? Spotting the false self is important because they realize that the charming version of the narcissist is a mask used to gain supply. And what is the supply? Attention and validation. And that the abusive behaviors that they are exemplifying are the defense mechanism of an underdeveloped real self. And so they never come as their full self. They always come as the mask. They're never their authentic self. They're always coming to you with personality traits that they picked up from somebody else. Because they've been ciphering other people's energy too. It's not just you. They're going around the block. They're going around the block, okay? So pay attention to the patterns. And one thing about women, we pay attention to patterns. When your patterns is different, we like, okay, yeah, something going on here. Let me see what this is about. Another one is observing actions over words, okay? We always hear, actions speak louder than words, but sometimes we ignore those actions, which are red flags, because of what we want, right? But be careful of that and pay attention to the signs, because the signs will warn you that you could be in danger. Okay, mentally in danger, because it's a mind game. Okay, and for some, physically, because when some can't control you, they can become dangerous. So be careful. The consistency gap. So an empath begins to notice when the narcissist's words, promises to change, declaration of love. I promise you I ain't gonna never do it again. I'm gonna do right. I'm gonna take care of this. I'm gonna handle that. I'm gonna be the man that you need me to be. It's all love bombing. It's all gaslighting. It's all a game. Do not match their consistent, often hurtful actions. Okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. When you notice it, take mental inventory. Duly noted. Okay? Duly noted. And a lack of genuine presence. They're not genuine in anything that they say or do. While a narcissist may mimic other people, they may mimic empathy, or an empath can often feel a lack of true presence or concern from them. Noticing that the narcissist's help often leaves them feeling worse or more dependent. So how you started is not how you finish. Like it's ended up being even worse for you, right? So be mindful of that. Now, a empath. Some may say a super empath. Some may say, evolved or healed empath. To me, it's all the same. You just had a level of your spiritual journey where you really understand your gift now, and you're starting to understand the people you attract and how to deal with them. Because people say, "Oh, you attract what you are." I disagree. You don't always attract what you are. You attract sometimes what you're ready for, or you attract what your assignment is called to. And with empath, we're called to. Because we connect to people's energies, we're called to help people heal. Especially most empaths are healers. Like I'm an empath, but I'm also an earth angel healer. I'm a seer. I'm clairaudient. I'm clairsentient. So I also automatically have an energy of wanting to heal people. And narcissists sense this in us, and they want to tap into our energy because even though they know they need to heal from a lot of the childhood wounds that they had that really created them to be the person that they are, they refuse to do the work. They rather stifle your energy but still refuse to do the work. And they'll pretend that they're healed with somebody new who doesn't know better, somebody that's not an empath, just so that they can still get all of that attention and validation. So an evolved empath destroys a narcissist's ego. Now, we know that ego is big, baby. That's the big thing, right? Let me tell you how we destroyed the ego, because I don't had to do it a couple times. Like, first of all, I had to remind this cat one time, like, I had to tell him, like, don't put me in that pot of gumbo with all them other chicks that you've cool with. Because we were just friends. We were just cool. But be careful how you talk to me. I'm not one of them. Because you got one time to talk crazy to me, and I'm going to let you have it. Because you're not going to be disrespectful to me like that. And so I actually was on spiritual assignment with him to help him with some of the things that he was, going through that he had not healed from. And he wanted to do better. But unfortunately, when you keep staying around the people who are, infusing and co-signing your behavior, then how do you heal? How do you get better? You hang around 9 people that ain't doing the healing work. Guess what? You're going to be the 10th. But then when somebody like me comes around in your life and wow, she like an angel to me. Like, wow, she's so kind. She's so beautiful. I love her. I love how, not in love, but I love her personality and how she is, how she talks to me, how she communicates, how she corrects me, how she teaches me. Like, I really like that. I really want to get my life together, but I'm not sure if I want to give up all these attachments over here, because I can control this over here. I can't control this over here. He couldn't control me. He couldn't control the dynamic of our friendship, right? Which really I was on assignment. I shouldn't say really a friendship. I would say more it was assignment, but I would say it was more of we were becoming friends. To put it that way, we were becoming friends. There was no sexual thing involved, none of that. We just becoming friends. But I was very honest with him because he didn't have anybody around him. You got a bunch of yes people around you. Be careful. Because they'll never tell you the truth about you and how and what you need to do to evolve and be a better person yourself. You want people around who's going to tell you the truth, right? If you ain't going to tell me the truth, get gone. Because I know I'm not perfect, right? So we want people around who's going to tell us the truth. So I was on assignment, and I remember telling him, like, listen, stop treating these women like this, because not that he was being horrible, but he would play little mind games, and I could see the traits of what he was doing. And I said, okay, you know what? I said, be careful. I said, because one day it's going to backfire on you. So be careful. Be careful, because one day you're going to fall in love with somebody, and she going to reject you. You reap what you sow. Moving on. But here's how you destroy the ego. An empath, it destroys a narcissist's ego, not through aggression, but through total indifference. To a narcissist, your negative reaction is still a win because it proves they control your emotions. But the true ego death for a narcissist occurs when you become a mirror they can no longer use to themselves. A mirror that they can no longer use to see themselves. Because if they look at you and they feel like they can see themselves in you, they cool. Oh, I can siphon that. But when they no longer can see themselves, ego shattered. And here's how that destruction happens. Let me break it down. Y'all ready? The withdrawal of supply. A narcissist ego is a leaky bucket that it requires constant external validation, right? We talked about that before. That's the supply. Constant validation, see me, to stay inflated. They need to stay inflated, right? It's all a part of their makeup, okay? But when an empath who usually provides deep, high quality emotional energy stops caring, I mean, this is somebody that is full-blown manifested energy, stops caring, the narcissist becomes narcissistic injury. They become injured because they can't. It's like if this person right here is not providing emotional energy, I'm cool because this person, she ain't no empath. She cool. She low vibration. But the high vibration evolved empath, who's a seer, who can see things, who has spiritual gifts and use them and tuned into them and knows how to speak life into you, and all of the things is here, something that you never had before. You wanted, but you don't know how to attain it because you never had anything other than lower hanging fruit. But then when you get this fruit at the top of the tree, you don't know how to get it. You don't know what to do to get it. So you self-sabotage, right? But it's an injury to them. They can't handle it. And silence over slander. Silence over slander. I tell people all the time, there's power in silence. Instead of defending yourself against their lies, you stay silent. This denies them the show that they want to put on for the audience, because they're always the one in front of the audience. They fail to realize that you really are the clown. Like, you're the clown. You're the clown. This is a circus, and you're the clown. I digress. Starvation is part of the process as well. By refusing to react to their provocations, you starve their ego of the fuel it needs to feel powerful. And also radical self-prioritization. Nothing bruises a narcissist's ego more than seeing you thrive without them. Oh, she don't need me? Wait a minute. She doing her best without me? She bossed up? She living her best life without me? Wait a minute, hold on. Oh, now she got a new dude? And he treating her right, and she happy. They can't. The ego cannot handle it. Okay, so like, it's the invisible treatment. When you treat them like a stranger or a mere acquaintance rather than a villain, it shatters their delusion that they are the person that they thought that they were to you. They're not the center of your world, and they can't handle not being the center of somebody's world. Get into it. So, empaths are naturally good at seeing behind the curtain. We see what other people don't see. Sometimes we speak on it first when we shouldn't, because it gets us in trouble. But other people finally see it, but they see it later on. So at the end of the day, you are stripping them of their mask, of their vices. They don't know what to do with you. So at some point, they're going to, disappear. But they will never forget how you dealt with them. They will never forget it. They'll always want to, they'll leave because they always want to still be the one in control. They can't handle not being in control. So when the empath is the one to go no contact first and blocks all avenues of communication, oh baby, the narcissist has lost their everlasting mind. They realize they lost their object of control. And this is a painful experience to their ego. It's because again, like I said, you're not the center of their universe. So I hope this was informational for you. Listen, Auntie, no, I don't dealt with it. I lived through it. I know what I'm talking about. I got my notes here, but because I'll make sure I don't forget anything. But I'm going to just tell you, this is how you destroy that narcissistic ego, because they cannot handle an empath handing them their tail on a platter. So basically, as the bottom line, is starving them for all of the things that they value. Starve them. And they have no choice but to walk away from you, and they'll go to somebody else. But if more empaths evolve, they ain't going to have no choice but to do the work and heal themselves. Why? Because empaths attract narcissists. So narcissists are always attracted to empaths. So if more empaths do the healing work themselves to evolve in their spiritual gifts and discernment, then guess what? Narcissists can heal too. All right, Auntie, love you. I see you on the next video. Bye.